And of course, Rajon Rondo also gone. Rondo had some very big playoff games.
6 on the shot clock. LeBron drives, gets to the rim, and with the ball, steps back for 3.
Hello, and welcome to Coach B's Film Room. Today we're going to be doing an educational film study on what I like to call reversing the screen. This is a great skill to have when going against teams that go over all screens and for players who are elite shooters. We're going to be breaking down some of the top guards in today's game to look at when they reverse the screen and how reversing the screen can be effective. Let's go ahead and jump in. Hey guys, before we get into the video, don't forget to like and subscribe. My goal is to get this channel to 100 subscribers before the end of the year, and I'd love your guys' help. Now, onto the video. Alright, so we're going to be taking a look at reversing the screen here. Let's start by just explaining what reversing the screen is. So I've got quickly up top here, and what we're going to see is on this screen and roll right here, instead of just coming and attacking the screen and roll normally, he's going to reverse the screen. And what I mean by that is when he comes around this screen here, he's going to then invert it and come back towards the direction he originally was, so the defender has to stay on his back and can't get in front to contest the shot. So as we'll see here, he comes around the screen, reverses it, and then gets back in front. That's kind of what I'm talking about with reversing the screen, is this action where if you look right here, now that he's going to come and turn this back inside, his defender can't get back in front, and it's one-on-one with the screening man's defender. So that's what I'm talking about when I'm talking about reversing the screen. When we're looking at reversing the screen, there's really a couple of things that we want to see before we actually initiate that action. So the three things that we need are going to be the defender has to go over the top of the screen. As you can see, DiVincenzo is going to go over the top of the screen right here. The second thing that has to happen is the big man has to drop far enough back where there's enough space to actually reverse the screen and get back to the middle of the floor. You can see the distance right here between Lopez and Chris Paul. That's enough for him to go ahead and reverse the screen. So those are the main things that we're going to see that you need before you reverse a screen. Otherwise, it's not really a good motion to do, and it's not the right read to make. So here we'll see DiVincenzo jumps up top. Chris Paul is going to go here, and then as soon as he's around the screen, he's going to reverse it and get back in front. Look, once again, DiVincenzo is behind him, and look at all this space that's between him and his defender, DiVincenzo. There's so much space here that there's no way he's going to get back to contest the shot, and now it's just one-on-one again between Chris Paul and the big man, which is what you always want. And that leads to an easy pull-up jump shot. Let's take a look at Damian Lillard. This is the same thing. So Coby White right here is going to go over the screen. He goes over. Damian Lillard realizes that. He sees that there's enough space right there for the big man, and so he reverses the screen, gets back around, and now Coby White has to go all the way around that screen to contest. Let's watch Coby White specifically on this. He has to go all the way around the screen to come back in front. That's what reversing the screen can do, is when the defender's going over the top, it completely takes them out of the play because they have to go all the way around like this. And it's an open shot for Lillard. So now here's an example of one where you wouldn't reverse the screen. We talked about how the defender has to go over for you to reverse the screen. Zach LaVine does that on this clip. He does go over, but you'll see Markkanen is up at the three-point line this time. He's not dropped back to the free throw line area like some of the other clips, and so Dame doesn't have the space here to reverse. He's just going to go ahead and attack and pull up right away because that's the right read. So as you can see, there's some certain situations where reversing the screen is necessary and the right read, and some situations where it's the wrong read. But it is definitely a good skill that you can have and add to your game just for reading the defense and creating better opportunities.